Oh, I do not have the game running. Oh my gosh, I am so far behind. Whew. Oh boy, what a day. Hello. Yes, oh hi. Oh my goodness. Talk about like scrambling. Whew. Okay, I need to I'm just gonna link to the stream real quick and then we will get going. I was trying to set something up before the stream and I'm also oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, just give me a second and I'll we'll talk about it. Oh, yes, perfect. At everyone. Good job. Let's see. Remove that. Been one of those days. There. All right. Close enough. Oh man. Okay, so I didn't get nearly. Like I didn't even get like half of anything that I wanted to get done today. Like busy, busy. Yes, very busy, busy. You're trying to figure out your uncommon stuff. You need to make a train, an ore train that doesn't work as an item only setup. Oh, I see. So, okay. I had plans, right? So, my plans, the plans that I had was that I was going to wake up, I was going to work on making videos, which I did. Problem with that is I slept like 10 hours, which is great. That's usually, I tend to catch up on the weekend. Needs to be ore only and make sure ore goes through the smelters. You have something other than ore? Sleep is best, yes. So I obviously probably won't be chatting in real time as much as I have, as much as I was yesterday. I opted for a little bit more quality. I noticed that whenever I was like rewatching some of the stream, um, the video quality was, I mean, the game was fine. I mean, not that I care that much about the webcam, but the webcam was meh. You have a grand total of 2 trains across my entire save. So that's how my last, not my last one. So the one that I played before making content, I had 2 trains. I think it was that one. Basically made uncommon station for trains to drop off. It's getting very full. Well, that's good. A couple thousand items. 4,004. Per cargo? No, per. I guess it depends on how big your trains are. 2,000 per. A lot of stuff. 2,000 per. So if you have a 1x4, that's 8,000. You have a 1x2, that's 4,000. Mostly copper. 1 train. Oh, like a 1-to-1 single cargo. So 2,000 items. So yeah. Um, the stream might be a little off today too. I am currently uploading a video that is going to be part of my internet problems. I can see on my OBS that it is weak. It is what it is. For the next, how long do I have for this? 41 minutes. Awesome. So I did manage to just barely get a video out. And like I said, the stream is probably going to be kind of crappy for the next 45 minutes or so. Sound fine? That's probably the most important part. Can't watch any of us while you play. For those that are watching, it's probably pretty bad right now. It is what it is. That is a problem. Like I said, we're gonna try to solve that tomorrow. So hopefully I will. Well, okay. We're gonna start the process of trying to solve that tomorrow. We're gonna contact our internet provider, see if we can get. Basically, we're gonna upgrade. Try to upgrade to what we're paying for. I guess they're probably gonna give us a runaround. We're gonna like argue. We'll end up with a new modem in like a week. Looks good so far. Yeah, I don't know. It's just my OBS is kind of indicating that it's suffering a little bit, but it is what it is. Try and play and I'll see how it's going on. Yeah, we'll get into some of that shortly. So, okay, I do have a video coming out today, thankfully. So that'll be up in probably about an hour. Right, make sure you give the new modem right away. Yeah. We'll see. But I made I made a few realizations. Okay, I have made some progress on some things today. One, the section that I have over here with the power poles is whenever I get caught up on the videos, it's going to look a lot different. So I actually crammed everything that you see here. I crammed in half of this. Unfortunately, I was only able to make like half the video. You start out with plans, and I'm going to make some videos. I'm going to make some videos, and I just barely get the one out, which is great. But I was able to play around with some of the splitter circuit connections a little bit more, and I think I've made some progress on that. I'll talk about a little bit of that. Excuse me. Do a little bit of that. Actually, I can kind of show off some here, maybe. No, not here. It needs to be somewhere bigger. Whack. I need somewhere that has multiple. So this is a good example here, if not a janky example. Stream looks smooth. So I didn't like this. I just realized that I can probably scratch that. Ignore what I just said. Okay, so I made like I said, I made a little bit of progress on some of the circuit connections for the splitters, the new changes. So let's see, this is going to be here. So if I connect this is just, works while I mess with it, you'll see. We can use it to our advantage later. So we're pretty limited. When you look at a situation like, that's a bad example, like this. So we have a full belt of green circuits coming in, okay? Half of this is going for our build of this is a good example. Half of this was going here, and half of the rest of it is continuing on. Now, if we have half a belt, 25% of this is going this way, and 25% is going this way. So we have a full 50% up here, and then two belts that are 25% and 25%. So I can actually adjust that by. Let me get rid of this because I don't want to. I'll use the example that we were just looking at. And I haven't really figured out like how I'm gonna ultimately use it. I'm fiddling with it, right? I just want to play around with it. I just want to like see, right? And this one's visually easier to look at too. So we're gonna hold all belts. I think I want to try to have this. I want to try to flush this out just a little bit. It's probably gonna stop working. Gonna back up because this is now not going to be moving. Okay, that's continuing. Okay, maybe that'll work. Green flows well. It can flow better. So I have this connected. I'm going to set the output, and I'm going to set this to a green circuit. And I can see how many are on the green circuit line. So you can see that there's 23. It's diminishing because they are leaving at the point of the splitter here. So if I figure out how many we have here. 26. 26 times 8 is, it's around 200. It's 208. So 208 items that can potentially be on here. So if I wanted to do like a third, then I would say like 60, close to 65. So let's just use like 65. So what it'll do is it'll allow 65 items onto the belt until it starts to leave. And then it'll start to allow, it'll try to keep roughly 65 items on this belt. So this is kind of how we can maybe start to solve some of that problem of if one is getting too many. So I can do the same thing over here. We'll just assume that it's the same length, even though it's all underground, so we can still do hold all. I'm just going to copy. Please work. Perfect. So now I can have a fairly, somewhat of a three-way split. Again, I don't know how I'm going to use that. I just now know that I can do it. And that's part of the value of Factorio, right? Is like, how is some of this going to work? And I didn't set filter for this one. It doesn't, like, I kind of don't want to do that because I don't want to have to, if I was setting filter, you'd have to like, I would probably have to use a constant combinator. Looks good and you totally understand. And again, and the only reason why I'm even looking at it like this is because like I just kind of I took that I took the total number of items that could be on the belt, divided it by 3, or sorry, it's 26 segments times 8 is 208, divided by 3 is close to 60 something, 64 or something like that. And so that would give me 64, 64, 64 instead of 50, 25, and 25%. It would give me 33, 33, and 33%. I mean, on average, maybe not, not always. Again, I don't know how I'll be able to use that, but that is, so doing the 50 and then 25, 25, if I wanted to extend this, it gets even worse, right? Like, then I'm taking 25 and I'm dividing it by 2, so then it's 12.5 and 12.5. Even limit more from the main belt instead of bringing it. Yeah, I could totally do that too. I mean, that would be a little bit more problematic because then I'd have to kind of know maybe what, like in general, what my totals were on the full build. And I'm not too concerned with it, but I feel like maybe at some point I can possibly adding like a quality filter. Again, I'm gonna keep playing with it. I'll it's one of those things I gotta let it cook a bit, right? Mess around with it. Maybe at some point I'll go, something will click and it'll be like, oh, wait a minute. Can I do this? And then I'll test it. It'll work, it won't work, it doesn't matter. It'll be more knowledge. Okay, so when we left off yesterday, we were in the process of making a mobile space platform. Like that you don't have a quality filter, you can just allow the flow, yeah. And that's kind of the value of like and the idea of the builds that I'm doing, right, is like doing this whole quality playthrough is I wanted to kind of look at it from, if someone totally screwed up and was looking for an answer, can I give that to them? Like someone that like they're just trying to do quality for the first time, right? It's basically Gleba Extreme, yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Because you're having to, deal with different things that you don't want to have to deal with. Hey, we have some thrusters now. That is... I really should have limited, like, every single one of these builds. I'm not going to do that on stream. Look at, I've got one single green quality in there. You need to build your weapons factory, just set up batteries and explosives. What am I missing? Green circuits. Why am I missing green circuits? Green circuits is missing iron plates. No, it is missing space. So we have the green circuits. We need to consume normal quality. This is where the recyclers are going to be very helpful once we get there. So it kind of seems like maybe early on, like I need a sink. I need to be able to dump normal quality. At this point in time, I don't have the option to delete it. I mean, okay. Let's not use the word delete because technically I can put it all in a chest and fire a rocket at it. That's, deleting it, but I mean, we're not going to do that, obviously. You can spawn, once you get that done, you can spawn the block of biters that have been coming. You turned off your uranium mine. Your pollution is very light and slow. Need to put it at, need to put it all into science. Yeah, that's true. And that's kind of the unfortunate part. I do have, I mean, it's not like I don't have that option. I have a lot of space here. And like I said, I wanted to not do science here because I knew I was going to be doing it on Volcanus. But at the same time, it's kind of like we've been struggling a little bit with some things here and there not having science. And then pull uncommon, yeah. So if I was to, if I were to do that, let's say that I did do that. Let's say that I just decided I'm going to use a lot of this central section into your main machines, yeah. Let's say that I utilized the central area for some sciences. It doesn't have to be a lot. Like I don't have to look for huge amounts, right? I just need something possibly. I could pull some of the normal quality off the bus that will at least get me into having some of the quality come through a little bit better. I can maybe even upgrade to quality 2 modules, which would even increase the amount of quality that we're getting out of this. So going back to some of the conversation that we had yesterday, I was kind of thinking about it, and I was like, okay, how much do I want to do here versus how much do I want to do on Volcanus versus how much do I want to do elsewhere? Obviously, there's going to be some things that we can only do in certain areas. So there's, I have to do certain things on Volcanus. I have to do certain things on Fulgora. Sure, the sciences, but some of the stuff that's kind of necessary to the atmosphere or whatever. So like, can't make some of the electromagnetic stuff outside of. Oh, no. So like, obviously the science can only be made there. I think homium can only be made there. Well, I mean, you're not going to export homium ore anyways, so obviously. But I mean, right? So like, there's some things that actually require you to be there. I forget which ones exactly. It doesn't say on here. But anyways, export plates, yeah. So I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, well, I mean, if so, even taking let's look at Fulgora as an example. So whenever I did Fulgora the last time, the goal is to get to the homium. You want the homium or everything that you need for the science and all that. So you want the homium ore and you want to try to get as much as you can, but you have all of these extra resources. It's 1 homium for every 99 of everything else, right? You get 1% homium. So instead of just trashing all of that, you could, try to utilize it. So if we're going to be doing quality, and I'm going to have quality in the miners that are collecting trash, garbage, and we're going to have quality into probably, the recyclers that are turning the trash into usable materials. Presumably, we're going to have a lot of quality, and do I want to trash all of that? Probably not. Maybe green trash. Blue trash, maybe not so much. You did Fulgora first, and then so my first playthrough, I also did Fulgora. I went to Fulgora first. Bots are definitely going to be pretty big for that too. Can build remote, yeah. Going on every yeah. What I'm doing is going to every planet to build science on every Science and every science on the same planet, yeah. My initial goal is... Okay, originally I was thinking about, like, I just want to touch down. And... I was thinking about going to Fulgora first, just to kind of touch down, get some of the science, and then, whatchamacallit, get the science, get some of the stuff that we needed, but then I thought about it and I was like, okay, well, I can't do that because I don't have any science at the moment, since I dropped my starter base. And then go into Fulgora, or sorry, Volcanus. So Fulgora first, then Volcanus, and then after that, you know, we set up on Volcanus, go to Gleba, maybe grab some stuff there, just kind of get off the ground. But it kind of seems like that. I don't know. I think I might need to go to Volcanus first. So we have some clogging. This is great. So I need to limit these. I need to limit specifically these. So I'm gonna connect all this together, read the belt. So let's do this. And how many ammo do I have? 191. Sorry, 291. So that's way too many, kind of. Let's limit this to 100 for now. So neither one of these are going to be active unless this is less than 100. We now have the ability to make these. That's great. So this is going to be thruster. This is going to be oxidizer. 2 is probably fine. 2 is probably overkill for now. We're going to cut this and move it up a little bit at some point. I need water. So we need ice, we need water. Let's say that I do something like this. That's not going to work. I'm going to have to... So if I did water here, I'm putting a bunch of stuff in here that I'll need to get access to. So let's move this. We can get water here. Okay, this will work. And I can always shift some of this up, right? So you're gonna get ice into water. Water is gonna come down to here, and then that. I really don't have underground pipes. I did not order any. Go me. So that's gonna be water, so that should be fine. This can then no, we don't have anything going out yet. I have everything going into the building. Why? Oh my gosh, that's the that. Okay. So I also need to be able to get some stuff out of here onto the main line. Unfortunately, I have a bunch of ammo now, which is unfortunate. I should have limited that earlier. Why is this one not collecting anything? Are these two just that far behind? So I probably only need one machine making ammo. I had to limit these to make sure that they weren't going to make steel. That was bad. Okay, so there's my pipes. So now water is going. So this should be good for water. This should be good for water. These are good. So I need iron ore still. So I need to be able to get iron ore out of here and carbon out of here. I don't need to get the ice out of here because the ice is going to be fine there. Do I even... I don't technically need these to be here. If I were to do one of these, so these are making, so these need 4.8 iron plates per second. Oh, and it's rare. Okay, I do not need 2 of these, not even close. So if I cut this, let's say I did that. I could technically do this. Let's vertically flip this guy. So that doesn't give me enough room to be able to get an inserter in. That does. So our water is still good. Now we have production. I can cut a lot of this up. So I guess we're gonna go for like a maybe minimalist shift. I don't think 4 gun turrets is gonna be enough. I don't have, the belts aren't out far enough. I could probably do something like that. So I don't even need ammo. Like I don't even need sushi bus on the outside for anything but the ammo. I can just do the ammo and that's fine. We'll maybe need a little bit of protection on the sides, not much, just something to protect us a little bit. Okay, I don't like this. This is janky. This is not. Let's just delete that for now. I don't know how much I'll need that, but we're gonna find out. So now I can take all of this. So I'm gonna cut all of this and then move this up. Really? Okay. Why do you not want to? Bro, come on. Really? Let's just delete all of this. Alright, thrusters. Where'd you go? I mean, I probably don't even need 3 thrusters. I could probably get away with just doing the 2. But getting these over to the other side is going to be kind of a pain. Okay, now how's my power? So my power is, oof. You know what I needed? I needed these, where'd they go? I need some of this. Like I need more quality. I need some of these. I need quality steel. So I might just go snatch some steel from my silos. I guess we're hoofing it. If I have steel in here, I do. I'm just gonna take half of them. Is there any, where am I gonna get blue quality green circuits? There's some there. I feel like I just need a couple of solar panels, right? No, because you know what? That's not even, like, there's not a lot that's turned on. Sorry, bots. And, okay, so yesterday whenever I was talking about making this lovely ship that we're making, I did kind of mention that I expect this to fail. We might make it, but I fully intend on this failing. Or expect it to fail. Not I don't want it to fail, but I think it's gonna fail. I can't believe I haven't made... What are we missing here? We're missing the iron plate still. Oh, this thing is still making up. Okay, let's lower this. We're gonna change this to like 200. I don't need that many gears anyways. I'm fine with 1,000 for this. Enjoying following your base? Thank you. I love making stuff for you guys. Been loads of fun. I get comments like that all the time, and I love it. It's did the bots bring me some rocket fuel? They did. Yeah, this has been a challenge, and I'm very much enjoying the challenge. It is what it is. There's been some hiccups, obviously, but at least for now. Bro, I need 15. Wow. Too bad we didn't get any upcycles here. Okay, let's go back to this. So, if I could shift some of this down, make a little bit more room for these two solar panels, because this is, I don't think this is going to be enough to get me to where I need to go. Obviously, I just made some more efficiency modules, which I can put into the assembling machine. Sending a rocket up for 2 of these is totally worth it. I love the name that I made for this, personal starter junk. Yes, it is junk, and it is starter, and it is... I don't even think that I need these, so let's look at it like this for now. So if I do that, then I can peel these two. So this doesn't even matter. Like, having these be extra or not doesn't matter at all. I should have made this like 1 wider. If I'd made this this belt 1 wider, I could have gotten a turret up in here. Is that not lined up? It is. Why does that not look right? I do not have any storage. We're going in completely like raw. I can maybe bring in, so I can send, I don't need any of that. I don't need any more of these. The ammo is unfortunate. This is putting ammo back in. No, 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 no. You stop that. Why was I doing that? I'm just gonna send that down. So I have I have a minor amount of space. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna send it. We're gonna see how it goes. Actually, I should have made more quality modules, whatever. That one's gonna be, 217, 60. I'm gonna take these out. Excuse me. What is actually going on here? Okay, I'm gonna hand make some more. I should have sent up more. I didn't even think about the chemical plants. Nope, abort. Ah. Oh my god, I did it again. Here. Okay, so we obviously need to send some stuff up with us. We don't have that much space. I could also... I could shift. So let's look at this. I can shift this. And... No, that's not enough. So I can squeeze a little bit more space out. Let's look at the overlap for these. We have a lot of overlap here. Let's move these down. Excuse me, how did that happen? That's weird. I just sent all my platforms down. Go me. How's that for coverage? That's fine. We don't need much. So what I was thinking was if I did something like this, I could use some of the cargo bays that I just sent down. Not cargo bays, the oh, I sent those down yesterday. Alright, I think I had enough. I should be able to just send those up. So if I do that, that'll give me a little bit of extra space. That's what, 16 slots? 20 slots. I have a wait, I have an epic one of those, right? Not epic, rare one of those, right? Maybe not rare, but I at least have some green quality. Oh, there it is. I do have a rare one, so that's 32 slots. So let me find that. And I'm going to send that up too. And then we're going to see what all we can send up. Oh boy. The things that we do to try to not be screwed on the next planet that we go to. Such a waste, not setting up a full cargo unit. It is what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna get some of these, that's fine. So another 32 slots. This is 10 wide, so that's another 3 rows and some change. Okay, now how is power? We're not doing anything, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna save it. Heal assembly line, why not red? So I'll go through the whole thing. This is about triple the size of a bus that I am used to using. For starters. Two, I knew that, so this is a completely quality playthrough. Not completely, like I'm very much focusing on quality, so I have quality modules in everything. I'm not filtering out from the main bus, so you can see that my bus is sprinkled sushi with a bunch of different quality stuff. Oh my god, I have so many rare copper plates. That is sick. Kind of, not really. Anyways, I also went with default settings. Whenever I started the game, I went with completely default settings. Biter expansion, cliffs, we're like completely raw dogging this. I didn't cook the map at all. I am spawn blocking, so I knew that I would be using a lot of extra iron here. And my starter base, which was down here, I knew that I would be eating up all the iron fast. Normally, I prefer to upgrade to red belts before I even start my bus. Like normally, I like to start my bus with red belts. This is all the copper that's left from my starter, and this little bit of coal here from my starter base. So because I knew that I would be completely eating like all the iron, and I did, and then some, even just using yellow belts, I decided to not upgrade to red early, and that kind of like the idea of having quality cliffs on default settings really kind of like I I say with my job all the time, like these things kind of make themselves, like it kind of just made itself, right? It's like if I can't use red, then I'm gonna have a limited bus. There's just so many things that just kind of lined up into I used yellow belts for now. Like we're like I'm only using it on novice at the moment. Like um once I start sending stuff to other planets, like I have red belts. So it's not like I don't have access to them. When we send stuff to other planets, we're going with red belts. The second I get to Volcanus, I'm going straight from red to green. Like we're gonna blaze it. I'm the type of player that I hate using yellow belts. I always I'm not gonna log over to a different save, but I always start red belts as soon as humanly possible. But I also normally add a little bit of extra just to kind of, you know, get that nice little boost. I like the red underground belts. As a matter of fact, I have red on my bars, and I like that jump for the red undergrounds. So that's largely. I hope that answers your question. Okay, I think we're gonna save this. My belts are stopped up. It is what it is. Oh, I didn't limit these at all either. Sorry, not limit. I don't have a like a fail safe. I didn't read any of. Where am I reading this belt? Here. Let's. I can do it here. So I'm gonna put an inserter. And we're going to read all. Something kind of satisfying about watching a giant yellow base. Yeah, the whole thing's just taking its sweet time. Yeah, it drives me crazy. Like in every single factory slash automation game that I play, whatever the fastest available is that I can use, that's what I use. I don't care how much it costs. Like cost means nothing to me. I mean, obviously it means something. Cost is time. Time is money. So I think that I'm gonna. Okay, so I actually need 3 of these. Okay, I didn't need this at all actually, so I'm gonna drop that. We're gonna do this. Do I have enough to get? So I can now put these in here. So these are all connected, these are all reading. So I'm gonna enable this if we're gonna pitch some chunks and some other stuff if we need. So this is 54 total. This one, carbon is up there. Wow. Ice. So carbon is our big one right now. The same way, just doing yellow belts for now since you have the train. Yeah. Yeah, if you're doing trains, it more comes down to like offloading and unloading, or sorry, loading and unloading. It was raining all morning. Now the sun is out to blind me while I play. I have cats. So the way that obviously I have my background disabled, but the way that my house is kind of oriented at the moment, I have like a dining room behind me. I have a living room in front of me. I have a kitchen over to my right, and a wall right here to my left. The cats like to get in the window in the living room and open the curtains. They'll like, move the curtains around and open the curtains, and then I get a blinding light right in my eyes. I have a wall right here, and I have a monitor up kind of in my way, in between the window. So a lot of times if I'm like watching a movie and the light is blinding me, I'm like hugging my wall to try to like get away from the light because the darn cats. Anyways, we need to limit these guys. So the way that I like to handle this, I like to collect everything that I can, right? So we're collecting, unfortunately, we're only collecting from the front right now. I might have to change that. We're going to give this a little test run, see how it goes. I like to collect everything that I can and throw away the stuff that I don't want to use. So at the moment, the thing is plugged up. That's fine. So I'm going to set this one to 50. And I'm actually going to set them all to 50. Wait a minute. That might be overkill. Let's do... Let's do 75 each. Okay. Forgot to filter. Why am I not able to click anything? Shift click you back. Okay, so filter this one. This one's going to be the carbon chunks. And metallic. Why are you just... losing all of our valuable resources? Doing uncommon roboports for planet coverage right now? That's expensive. What is that? That's 40... 45 red circuits per? 45 steel, 45 gears, 45. I don't even know if I have that option. I don't have that. I don't have enough red. I mean, I got a decent amount. That's a lot of stuff. That'd be rough. Starting out, Ernie, you got 18 out of it? Yeah. That's not very many. I think my Roboport grid here, let's take a look. Wait, I can just look at the network. I have 167 Roboports. And that's just here, and I don't have that many, to be honest. I feel like you got a long ways to go. Where did my limit go? So I limited this to 100. I don't want to limit this to 100. We're gonna go like 200. I think that's probably the biggest. That's gonna be the biggest pain point. Is we want to make sure that we need the ammo. Like we can probably. I'm ready for a test run. What do you guys think? You've got around 100 uncommon furnaces. All your miners are rare and using only uncommon assemblers. Wow. That is a bit more progressed than I am. I mean, I need to get to rank 2. Do it, yeah. I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna send it. I don't have any storage for liquids. I normally like to store my liquids. Test run, yep. This is the goofiest, tiniest little ship I've ever made, I think. Alright, so for those of you that don't know, I have basically no science running, so this is gonna be rough. If it makes it, I will be shocked. You know what? We're gonna risk it. I'm gonna go up there too. I need to remove my inventory. They won't make it. Got a buffer. Test run. Get a buffer of liquids. They won't make it. Well, I'm not too worried about it making it off of what I have. Like obviously the liquid. That's why I also dropped down to 1 thruster. Add walls, it would help. I'm not a fan of using walls. I think it's kind of a cop-out. If you need walls to be able to make the journey, then you're probably just... If you need walls to make it, then your days are numbered. 3 deep? That's insane. You know what I should do? I should like just... Let's say that I accidentally make it, right? I should probably have some stuff with me. I mean, I don't have to touch down. We could just wait and go back, but I think I am going to bring some stuff with me. I do not... I have, like, no bots on this planet. Walls are for making the ship look like a ship and not for protection. I've used walls one time on a ship. Maybe 2 times. Where is my ship? It was named Starter Ship. There it is. That's not the one. Not that one either. Okay. That one's just my white science. There it is. This was my... Yo, take a look at this thing. This is my first... This was my very first ship. Uh-oh. Did we not already take care of that side? Oh, that's the left side. Abort, abort. Where did my ammo go? Nice. Mm-hmm. Right, sorry bots. Oh, my car is gone. Where'd my car go? Not controlling my pollution cloud. Check this out. Pollution cloud is not touching anything. I mean, you can kind of see my walls are out to here. It's not so much the pollution cloud, it's the expansion. The biters are trying to expand into my territory. They might have succeeded over here. I don't have coverage, but we will see shortly. No pollution. It's an accident. Like, I'm not a go hard player, right? So we're not like speed running this. Okay, I have my car back. We're just gonna go. I have ammo, I have turrets, I have pipes. I prefer to turn off expansion in general. I hate it. Like, expansion is just one of those mechanics that I think is... I get it, right? Like, I understand why it's there. It's just kind of... It's painful to... Ow. It's extremely, like, painful to deal with. Bro, is this... Are we really going in through here? No. We're further north. I'm like, buddy, I've been on this same path. I've blazed a trail through the woods with my car multiple times, clearly. I'm gonna beef up, like, that corner. Like, anywhere that I get attacked, I just need to beef it up. No. I feel expansion is a huge pain, waste of time. Cliffs are the worst mechanic in the game. What? I need to check and make sure they didn't expand. How many bots on me? I don't have any repair packs on me. I can make one. Woo. Turn off factory when Cloud is about to go there. Yeah. My last playthrough, I put a bunch of. I did the whatchamacallit, the efficiency modules in the miners, and that actually worked great. Nuclear reactors can destroy cliffs. Okay, I'm not wait that like that is so much waste. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know. To be honest, I didn't know that. That's crazy. So what he's talking about is you'd have to build a nuclear reactor and then destroy it, and the nuclear explosion would destroy the cliffs. That's pretty crazy, and it's such a waste of materials. Holy, I'll wait. I'll wait until we get cliff explosives. You know what? I love this game. You learn something new every day. If you can actually do that, I didn't know it. That is awesome. Atomic bomb is working too, yeah. Well, obviously, if the nuclear reactor is going to work, then the bomb would work. Cliffs are just cliffs are turned on for you too. JLP didn't on ramp. What? Who's JLP? JIP? Didn't rampage like didn't on rampage like 10 to 20 times. So I knew about the lava. I knew about that one because that was a change in like 2.044, something like that. One of those like tiny little things they added through. So I knew that you could make the lava pool. And I didn't find that out until maybe like a few weeks ago. So we were in like 1.1.5 something before I noticed the lava thing. I think it was just someone commented in my like on one of my videos, and they were like, "Hey, you can do this," and I'm like, "No way!" And I looked it up, and I was like, "Oh yes, way, that's sick." It was like 2.0.43 or something like that. I'm gonna okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna save it, obviously, and we're gonna send it. I didn't research Volcanus. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna piecemeal some science together in the middle, and we're gonna unlock the planets. I need 1,000 science packs. Oh my gosh, what was I thinking? We can't even like attempt a test run because the darn thing it just doesn't have anywhere to go. Oh my god. Wow, look at all this open area that we have for science. I'm glad that we left it here. How much science do I have per minute? Currently 0. So, okay, this was part of the plan, right? So I initially, whenever I started this, I had a starter base down here. My starter base, the coal wrapped around my starter base. So my starter base was in here. So, yeah, oof, very oof. So I had the starter base, and I redesigned my starter base. So my starter base, um, it was really tiny. So it basically just gave me yellow belts. I think I did have red belts. So I had yellow belts, red belts, I had red, yellow, blue inserters. I had a single little build for green circuits, gears, so we had some of that stuff. Just basically enough to get me kind of like a decent amount of red and green science, and I would just let it peck away. So I decided to remake my entire starter base. I redesigned it, and I implemented military science and blue science with that as well. So that was part of the package. That was kind of like that was part of the idea. The idea was that I wanted to build science on Volcanus. Didn't really think that far into it, to be honest, obviously. So the only science that I had was in my starter base. I had to tear down my starter base a bit earlier than I wanted for these 3 builds here. I was very happy. I was very happy that my bus was gonna dodge. So my circular bus dodged my starter base, and I was so happy about that. And then I had to tear it down. And yesterday in stream, I had a small couple of builds over here. I just like grabbed a couple things that I might need and finished off thrusters, because unfortunately I went to space to make some science. Oh, I better have 1,000 of these. I'm gonna be not a happy camper if I don't have 1,000 of these. Yo, where did my science go? I dropped it. Thank you. Oh my gosh, there is a god. So that's 1550. 15k. Alright, that's enough to get us there. Now the problem is I need to make a bunch of red and green science and blue science, and oh my gosh, I hate my life. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. No, we're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna make full builds. I am gonna... Talk about unfortunate. Okay, so where did I have that blue thing set up yesterday? It was over here somewhere. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was, because I had this. Okay, I'm just going to do it. We're going to set something up real quick. How's how's your day going? Mine is going fantastic, obviously. Please, where's my yellow stuff? Oh man, that makes me so happy. Okay, you gotta focus on your weapon factory. Nice. Expand the factory, must grow, yeah. I'm really not liking my decision to not make science. Obviously. Build an uncommon rare mall in the center. I don't need an uncommon rare mall in the center, because all my mall items have rare and uncommon. So, if I had filtered, if I had filtered things out of the bus, I could definitely see myself doing that. And that was kind of initially part of my plan, was I was gonna have, okay, not on this map, on kind of like my testing, like on the playthrough that I did before this, I was totally gonna filter things out. I thought I couldn't do it. I determined in yesterday's stream live that I could do it, actually. I can't believe I forgot to unlock Volcanus, of all things. It is what it is. Okay, we're gonna get through this. I need a bit of sulfuric acid. Trisulfur. You know what the okay, so the worst part about this is, so I had episode 10 come out today. Episode 10 came out today, and let's say the auto going through that is completely oblivious to this part about to happen, and I'm probably, you know what though, it's gonna be fine because I'm gonna have to do it off screen and be like, yeah, I did this off screen. It sucks, but it is what it is. My starter base is still active on that playthrough, so I mean, there's maybe a chance I would have to cut out like a few builds. Oh my gosh. Why did I decide to leave Biter expansion on? Why did I decide to leave Cliffs on? If I didn't have Cliffs, I would have so much space. Like, you don't even know. You do know, because you've obviously seen. If I didn't have Cliffs on, I would have such a massive area to be able to work with. Why am I not using red belts? So the reason why I'm not using red belts is because whenever I started this map, it was, obviously I'm focusing on quality. I knew that I would, I knew that I would need a much, much larger bus to accommodate looping it around. So this bus is completely looping around because I am doing quality. I love how people are, like, that's the biggest question that I get, which is, it's an odd take, I feel. The biggest question that I get asked is, why am I not using red belts? So for us to have a sushi quality bus like this, the belts have to be moving. So I needed a much larger space to be able to wrap this back around into itself. And I knew I would have a lot of that stuff going on. I'm also spawn blocking the biter nest, so I was going to be using a lot of iron to block the spawners from that spawning. And because I was using largely default settings, my starter base was originally here. I ran out of iron extremely fast, so I normally set my starter base has red belts in it, like in the design, and I currently have some red belts over here. So it's not like I don't have the red belts. It would have just been extremely costly for me to upgrade them, and that's largely why. Everything that I send to other planets from now on is going to have red belts, for sure. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, so I'm going to, let's just do, not that. I can put one over here and one here. That and that. Oh my gosh, what a terrible way to have to deal with science. It is what it is. Oh, hello, I can just take some of this stuff too. Drop some of those. There we go. Did I have any more? I've got some more of that one there. But gears. Oh my goodness. Hello, gears. Unfortunately, we do not have access to... Oops, I did not want to do that. Didn't want to do that either. There we go. Unfortunately, we do not have access to, what do we call it? The, Quester chest at the moment. Yeah. Obviously, I had a lot of things planned out. There's a lot of things that have kind of come together and worked out. It's just, man, and that's what makes this game awesome, right? Is you just overlook one thing and then next thing you know, it's like, why do I have all of this stuff? I don't even have science going. What is the point? What is the meaning of life? What is the question? What is what is it? What is the question to the answer of meaning of life? The answer is we know the answer, we don't know the question. I don't know. I never read that book. Okay, so that's the one. We did have a bunch of inserters. Yellow inserters. Where did my yellow inserters go? They're over here to the right. And belts. I have belts. Let's take them all. So I guess my video posted, and it seems like the stream should be doing pretty fine at this point in time. Iron plates is pain, yeah. Currently making express belts and underground belts. The process has eaten up 4 red belts worth of iron, and now is struggling to make green red circuits. Yeah. My goal is, if I ever even make it to Volcanus at this point. No, I'm just kidding. We're making it to Volcanus, obviously. But my goal is once I get to Volcanus, I'm literally just gonna go. I'm like yellow belts right now. I'm gonna have red belts whenever I get there. I'm literally just gonna go from red belts to green belts. You watched my video? Which one today? You talking about the video from today? Sorry, there's a bit of a delay. Not too bad, but yeah. The oblivious auto that has no idea what's coming. I have a feeling I'm gonna need some ammo in here for this one. I could have swore I beefed this up. Did you guys actually breach, or did you just... Yeah, they didn't come in. Weird. Oh, they came down and attacked this after. Alright. Wow, how many walls on me? Oh, geez. Alright, so... we have a new wall. So, this is like the 5th time that I've been attacked here, I think. Maybe the 2nd time. So I've been attacked here, I've been attacked here. I've been attacked a few times. Where is it? Here. 166 kills. Oh my god, we need to get We need to get to Volcanus like ASAP. So in the YouTube series, oh, I missed one. In the YouTube series, I actually I beefed up the walls quite a bit more. Not the walls. I beefed up the defenses. So any kind of turret that had any kind of damage or any kills, I put like 5 turrets around them. It really is surprising to me. So our base is in this direction. So they try to expand towards our base. I'm surprised that none of these have any kills. Like, these guys haven't tried to expand at all. Is it because of how close we are to them? I bet it's because of how close we are. They're only allowed to expand so far. But surely, I mean, look at, there's so many nests back here. Surely some of these should have had. I wish I understood. I don't understand that much about expansion. I haven't played with it on for very long. I almost always turn off biter expansion. I don't feel as I don't feel as guilty about turning off biter expansion, and the reason why is because if you're playing a rail world, it automatically turns biter expansion off. So I don't feel as guilty about it whenever I'm like naturally doing it, or sorry, doing it with my playthroughs. But I was like, man, I had one comment on a video that was like, "Oh, you cooked the map way too much for my liking," and I'm like, "Did I? I didn't put that much into it." And I'm like, maybe people would just want to see like default settings. Boom, here you go, default settings. Okay, so green science. Power. Oh my gosh. So in the meantime, I'm gonna take a little break, and then I'm gonna run around and we're gonna change a lot of stuff on the bus. So I'm not gonna be peeling off anymore. I'm not gonna be using splitters. Like, if I can manage, I'm not gonna be using any splitters. I'm going to be circuit limiting all of my materials, similar to what I did over here. So that we're not like eating through too many materials. Like, I obviously I want to have quality on the bus, but I don't want the quality to be completely destroyed. So like, if you rip, if you look at my bus, you can see that I clearly have a ton of quality in copper plates and like no quality in iron plates. And the root cause of this is, initially I had the gears were eating up like every single bit of the quality iron plates that I had. And the first thing that I had that needed copper plates was my green circuits. So none of the quality was being eaten here by the copper because there were no available iron. So I think I want to go through and do that to a couple more things too. So, man, I can't wait to get recyclers. I'll be deleting so many items. Iron plates as an example. Anyways, I'm going to take a quick little break. I'll be back in 5 minutes, and then we're going to do some of that while we wait for some of the science to make itself. You want overkill on your base protection that I created a blueprint for turrets and one requester chest in the middle. 4 layers of what? Wow. That's insane. So normally the way that I play the game is I don't have expansion turned on, so I just stay ahead of whatever it is that I'm dealing with. I would pay attention to the pollution cloud, a lot more than I am. I mean, I'm not because I'm spending a lot of time talking, and I've got a pretty good chunk of this area, you know, walled off, single wall, obviously with sporadic turrets. But yeah, this is probably one of the first major times that I've had expansion turned on. Usually I turned it off because I just think it's a kind of a crappy mechanic, but also kind of necessary if you want, like, I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna go for a quick break. I'll be back in 5 minutes, and then we're gonna get started with changing some stuff on the bus. You have a thick red cloud in the middle, yeah. All right, I'll be back. And I'm back. My cat is begging me to scratch her. You want to come here? Come here. She won't get up in my lap. She's a little bit finicky like that. Come on. Come on. Or not. Alright, let's see how the science is going. We stopped. They're taking it from me. Oh my gosh. Okay, turn you guys off. Turn this off. Okay, so let's just start. We're gonna start the process now. I'm gonna have to run around and collect things. We do not have purple science. We don't have any science. I have some here. This is where I set this up before. Because this is not the first time that I've had to do this. This is fantastic. What did I do before? Tell you what, we're gonna daisy chain this. So I should have done that yesterday, but I did not. I've mentioned before, but man, I love this game. Just all these problems that we have. Whatever. Okay, I'm gonna go grab some space science. What a terrible situation to have. I have some, hold on. All right. All right, let's see how the supplies are doing for this. This is fine. This is fine. That is fine. These are a little low. Blue science. Where did my blue go? I'm making some progress. You show a blueprint of my ship. Which one? The one that I have now? This little like dinky starter thing that I expect to crash and burn. I have multiple different ships. This is the first one that I've ever created one like this. This like small I just want to like make the trip kind of deal. Oh, I guess I need to start this. Yeah, so this is what we've designed. Sorry, there's gonna be some clanking in the background. Hopefully you can't hear that whilst doing the dishes. Um, yeah, this is the first time I've ever designed something this small. Like, one of the things that I typically do is whenever I'm designing stuff, I tend to I don't think I very rarely use the same blueprint. I very rarely use the same blueprints, which obviously defeats the purpose of having blueprints, but it's good. We'll see. So part of like the whole thing, right? Like my starter base was my science and research. So I basically took the bare minimum of things to be able to get to the point where I can make the trip to either Fulgora or Volcanus. It's Volcanus. We're going to Volcanus first, and it's not even close. Um, so like looking at some of my other ships, like I have a lot of different ships. I mean, obviously, this is the first ship that I ever created. It's so bad. Like the belts are everywhere. So to kind of give you an idea, so like I had some. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. This was like I said, like the very first thing that I ever made. What is this? This is ammo, converging ammo. Sending a blueprint of your ship. Well, I have a lot of different blueprints. Like, so that's one. In the last playthrough that I had that I recorded, oh, I put my blueprints up here. So some of my other ships. So this was the very first ship that I made whenever I left Novice on my last playthrough. I named it the Peon off of one of my viewers. Loading the game. This was kind of like my rocket ship. So once I upgraded to rockets, this was the ship that I used. I don't think I have. I don't have I don't have a blueprint of one that I used fusion, but then my Promethean ship and the terrible. I just kind of filled in some. I had a design for using underground belts to collect some Promethean chunks, and I just kind of filled in the rest after that, and it was kind of lame. But I'll do better next time. I'll probably have like this section. I'll probably have it doubled. I'll probably extend the ship farther down. Is this even the final version? This is not the final version. Did this one have gun turrets? No. Yeah, this is the one that didn't have gun turrets. Looking at some other ships that I have though. This was another ship design. This was probably the second ship that I ever designed. Oh my gosh. Overproducing. Looks like I'm overproducing down here. Nuclear, single reactor. I love this about this game. Like going back and looking at some of your old designs, and it's like it worked. It was functionable. But just like the piecemeal, there's like random space in between. The I feel like my most successful ship was this one. I have other ships too that I made. I don't think I have blueprints of them. Is it this one? No, that's just the same thing. That's just my peon ship. So this was the first time that I used one with a 2 nuclear reactor. Way over on the nuclear reactor or the turbines. Oh no, no, it's not. That's fine. This is what I used to model off my last playthrough. So yeah, this is the smallest one that I've ever designed. Started working on it yesterday, finished it just now. Then realized didn't unlock Volcanus, and that's where we're at now. It is what it is. These things happen. So now I'm running around hand collecting science, which is exactly what I didn't want to have to do. Why are you guys stopped? We need green circuits. So quality, let's filter this. Nope. Equals. So I'm gonna have some quality in there. That is gonna be backed up a little bit. That's fine. Not fit in the comment. If you join my Discord, I have a Discord Discord in hello. In the description, I believe in the description, I think that I have. Please tell me I put it in this description. And there's the bot or the biters again. Yeah, so I do have a Discord. Feel free to join and add it into there. Where did I just go? Here's my chat. Okay. Alright, let's go take care of these guys. We're on the bottom right. Let me grab some. I need some bots. The bots are. Or sorry, not the bots. The biters are going to be a huge problem soon. Discord is not in the description. It should have been. I just checked. There. I have all of my blueprints available. I announce when I go live, and I have a setup for when my new videos release. What are you guys bringing me? Oh, they're taking it out of this again. Let's just remove that. I don't want to have to deal with that anymore. Yeah, we'll just do red bells from now on for everything that we need. I'm quickly running out of ammo. Okay, so we need to get this. Oh my gosh, we need to get the planet ASAP. You guys can just go back. Dodged it. On the complete wrong side. Pumping out some rare roboports. You must have had quite the stockpile of materials then. Did not grab repair packs or walls. Been playing this build for 2 months. Oh, okay. I was about to say. So, what made you want to? What made you want to do like a quality playthrough? Just curious. Quality dump station for your trains. That's the last of the ammo, guys. Ammo production was in my starter base with my military science. We might be having some more significant problems soon. Like, I know why I decided to do a quality run. It baffles me that someone else would want to. In your mind, kind of figured out how to do quality all the time because of Gleba, yeah. I showed you my Gleba yesterday, right? I had this vision of a complete belt just looping. Good, I'm not the only one. We're only at 9%. I'm gonna stop picking up the car. If we lose it, we lose it. Where did my... Hold on. I just drove right by it. I made it great, and I changed the base 3 times now, thinking of doing all this train stuff, but it works. Now I'm doing all this train stuff, but it works. Well, obviously my system wasn't perfect. So, if I had to do it over again, and I don't know that I would, but if I had to do quality over again, I would probably definitely utilize some of the space for science. I could still, like, because that was the ultimate goal, right? I was going to have... like rockets over here, maybe like this little setup I was gonna probably have over here somewhere, and I was gonna utilize a lot of this for like biolabs once we got there. You have 4 science done at 3 times the amount. Yeah, you have 3 times modifier. Put an uncommon mall in the center. Well, I don't need an uncommon mall. I like all of my mall items I have in common within each of the builds. Unless by mall you mean like doing science. Yeah, you mostly just listen, so you haven't seen. Every single mall item I have is segmented into having multiple. And then, so for instance, when this one, a mall for items. Oh, you mean just like some of the intermediate items that I have? I mean, each of the items is kind of taking care, or each of the segments are taking care of their own quality, which is, you know, the kind of goal that I had. Except for copper. Copper is the biggest struggle that I have right now because of the lack of quality in iron plates. Yeah, I have a whole Roboport grid surrounding. Oh, do I have them being crafted? No, I had that in my starter base, and obviously that's gone. You know what I could do? Do I want to, though? I have enough room over here. I could probably slap down my starter base. I made it from scratch, though, whenever I made it. No, okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're only at 14%. By the time I do that, though, we're gonna, like, not need the science anymore. It was definitely a bad idea, I would say, to tear down my starter base, one. Two, to not have actual science on this planet. I was very much looking forward to the quality being dumped into LDS, but then the problem with the copper and the LDS is that I need plastic in quality and I need steel in quality. Why are these not moving? Oh, I said I was gonna fix all this, right? I'm gonna change all this. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do some of that while I let some of this craft up a bit. Yeah, I just never had quality science or science at all. I was debating, so I was actually debating doing science, like just kind of like a base science. You join the Discord. Yeah, you can link the blueprint anywhere in your, anywhere in the, like, Factorio section. I don't like having my Discord open while I'm streaming. Um, Tends to kill some things, but I will take a look real quick. Hey, you did join. Sweet. Well, it's easy to say that now. Yes, science should be in the loop. But you have to remember too, like, my whole concept of the whole idea of what I was doing was I was gonna have enough science. It was gonna be fine. It was literally gonna be a non-issue. I was gonna have white science. I was just gonna hand feed white science, because my starter base. Do I have it on here? I do not. Because my starter base had all these labs down here on the end, and I know it's hard to see. Let me open the blueprint. So I have a lot of research down here. I've got blue science here. I've got engines. I've got sulfur being made. A very small amount of red circuits. That's the biggest limiting factor. I've got roboports. I've got bots down here. The goal of the starter base was I want to be able to have bots active. The green science, the red science is kind of ratioed for like standard. The blue science is not ratioed at all. It's just kind of what I was able to fit. It's ratioed with like we have enough red circuits, we have enough sulfur, we have enough engine units to make this amount of blue science. But the goal was just I want to be able to unlock bots and maybe a little bit of extra science here and there. So like, you know, advanced oil processing was one of the things. Getting some of the rocket components. I wanted to do some of that stuff. The jankiest part of the build that I have is this section up here. I just had this is my yellow belts and yellow inserters just going across the top down to green science. This was the weirdest part of the bus. And then this section down here with bots was quite like spaghetti heavy, but everything else just, I mean, just kind of like came together. I've got military science down here in the bottom. A lot of the not components, a lot of the actual items are here in the middle. I can't zoom in, but you can see for those of you that were wondering about the yellow belts, I have yellow belts being created here, yellow logistics, and red belts here, but I just didn't, I handcrafted this from scratch whenever I started this playthrough from memory, and I mean, I could redo the whole thing again from memory, but I just opted not to add in the red science, largely because they're gear suckers, and gear suckers are heavy on the iron plates, or yeah, iron plates. And then even over here, so this is 2 builds, little sections for iron plates, which gives you initially half a belt and half a belt, and then together they make a full belt. Basically, iron plates go across here, iron plates come down here, so this is gears here for pretty much for red belts, and then these gears up here are to feed all of the other machines up here. So that was kind of the goal, right? Was I had green science, I had red science, I had blue science. I was just going to bring in some white science, some space science. But obviously, unfortunately, I had to tear my starter base down early, and that has really hindered everything on this run. So once we get out of that, like initial oh crap, we don't have the planet unlocked situation, we should be fine. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna start redoing some of my base. No, okay, sorry, we're not redoing the base. We're gonna change the way that we are bringing things into the base. Can you guys hear that in the background? Like, I don't know if what's going on in the kitchen is too distracting. Sent it to my Discord. You've got blue belts. So if you got blue belts, that means you have purple science. That's quite the storage. Do you think you need that much? Oh, I see. You don't have it looped. Okay. Not bad. I like it. It's a little... I mean, I'm going to say this, and obviously the one that I made is not going to fit this description, but I do tend to have things a little bit more symmetrical. This doesn't bother me that much, though. So you are controlling all of your inputs via Not quite. Oh, here we go again. Yo, that's on one of my good corners too. I'm gonna grab some walls. And I'm gonna close Discord because having Discord makes my game do some funny stuff. I could just request them, but I don't really... Yo, did I not have walls? No, I had a ton of walls banked up. Where did I put my walls? Sorry, where did the bots put my walls, I guess is the question. Okay, we're just gonna request it in. Need a couple. I might as well request in some of these too. I know I'm gonna need those, obviously. And I have no more ammo, so worst case scenario, I'm gonna start like handcrafting some yellow. It was such a bad decision to take down that starter base. I should have just worked around it. So I have a lot of extra room for those that don't know. So I have space over here, I have space in the middle, I have space over here on the right side. My starter base was over here, and I opted to destroy my starter base to make room for these 3 builds. However, now we're running into a problem where I have not unlocked Volcanus, and I don't have any science going, so we're kind of, let's say, handcrafting science, even though that's not the case. Bro, really? You guys... That's not gonna help. They're still gonna take it out. Whatever. So we're having to piggyback some science. Fun stuff, right? Wait a minute. Where was this? Here. And of course I don't have sight with my radar little satellite thing. Is that the one behind the trees? It is. My, like, line of trees. Okay, here, I don't have grenades, never mind. I have been through this path so many times that I've carved a path through the woods with my car. Sorry, bot. Hello. Now, I wonder why this corner is getting beat so hard. It's not. Wait, what? 149 kills. 16,000 damage, 4,000 damage, 2,000 damage, 4,000 damage. I have the extra walls, so... Man, we need to get to Volcanus so bad. Filter quality red circuits for blue science. I did. I just didn't do it initially. Excuse me. Oh, I put it on the wrong side. Hold on. How am I gonna... That's a bad idea. I'm not gonna do that. Why did that not... Anyways, I'm perfectly fine with this being kind of temporarily messed up. Oh my gosh, I see. I just can't see the quality under there. Alright, let's just delete all of this. Wow, batting 1,000 today. What can I say? Let's see. That's only 60. Jeez. I totally need more than 2 of these things. Like, this is... Now I'm having quality buildup on the engine units. Hold on. I do have these limited, though. Why is this not limiting? There's no way Okay, as a temporary measure, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the quality modules out of this. Because these guys are adding in quality, and I can't, It should have just made this quality. You were right. Two splitters, yeah, that'll work too. I don't have room for it. I don't really care right now. Like, I don't really need that much more science. We need probably another, what, 600 600 science. Okay, we're gonna go back to, I've been wanting to change the bus. This is an unfortunate opportunity to change the bus. So we're going to change a couple things. So I have this little design. This is my compressor. So I have this little design to get things into the bus, branch off of the bus and into the sides. But because I'm going to be kind of controlling some of my items using combinators, so I have, for instance, this line that's reading all the belts. I want to be able to read as much of the belts as possible, including some of the items that are going into the bus or off the bus. So what we're going to do is we're going to not have all of this like splitter underground stuff where we're at green circuits. So I can take the first two and I'm going to turn those right in. And we're just going to do like this. So this will continue like this. And we will remove these. And then when we add it back onto the bus to keep the loop going, we will just peel it right back in like this. That's how we're going to handle this going forward. And I'm going to just kind of do that with all of them. So obviously that'll mean, like, for instance here, the first two lanes will be kind of diminished when they go back onto the bus. That's not a big deal. I'm not too concerned about it. I will have like a dedicated compression section probably back here, like just before the iron plates add back on. You know, it's really funny. It's kind of ironic because there are a lot of people that that like kind of enjoy the process of me making mistakes and fiddling with things. And man, you guys are getting a lot of that this time around, let's say. But I would say overall, except for this whole science fiasco, for the most part, I'm pretty happy with the way things have turned out. So this is gonna be okay. This section had 2 belts coming off, 2 belts coming back on. So now we're going to just kind of skip the line a little bit. Nope. Do those 2 for the green circuits. And it'll look like something like that. So we're gonna do that with in the single in and out items. Excuse me. Did you already explain why my iron belts rejoin the bus after they feed the gear assemblers? Yeah, because we're doing quality. So if I were to just have iron come in, because I have quality mixed in, like we're kind of doing like a sushi type thing, right? So if I were to just have these kind of come in and then stop, then at some point there would be some kind of quality imbalance. And the way that I came up with to kind of solve that problem is things just have to keep moving. Everything has to keep moving. I have a very neat bus. Yeah, I try to keep things nice and tidy. Like that's kind of, I don't know. one thing that I'm not gonna say I'm well known, but I mean only, I'm still new to this. Um, Things that people come, to continue watching for, I guess. So look at this. So I have just a very small trickle amount of. So okay, this is. So whenever I was talking about the splitters earlier, this is a perfect example of what I mean by that. So let's go. I'm actually gonna go fiddle with that now as well. You know what? We can do this first. Like we're almost there. Um, this is fine. Having the splitters remerge back onto the bus is fine. Okay, we're basically gonna head that way anyways. This is where I definitely don't need something like this. Yeah, I was fiddling around with the circuits on connecting the splitters to the circuit network earlier, and I kind of not quite came up with a. I'm not going to call it a solution, but something that I could possibly use. So yeah, I was fiddling with it earlier, and this whole plastic thing here is probably where we can start to utilize that. I want this to go. That'll be fine. Um, Actually having them connect is also fine with splitters, but anything that's coming on or taking off of the bus, I definitely want to. No, let's take this one. Sorry. Okay, so what were we doing? This. So whenever it comes, okay, so this is fine because this is filtering quality off, right? This though, so this is splitting 50% to the left and 50% is carrying on. So I had determined earlier, let's say this is not going to match because I don't have the underground. This can calculate all of the belts. So this is 24 worth because everything is accounted for, right? Every single space. That's 24 total. That's 96 items that can be put on this belt. We need. So I have 6 of these. We need about 2 per second. And because everything is kind of like constantly moving, we reduce. So again, really? This is the bad one. This is the one that's gonna kill me. Don't they know I was talking? On the bright side, I should have a lot of yield ammo now. Yay, biters are taken care of. All right, back to what I was saying. So we have a split here, right? So this is 50% is going this way, 50% is going this way. So whenever it gets to here, now 25% is going this way, 25% is going this way. So now 12.5% is going this way. You kind of get where we're going with this, right? Now we're down to 6.25. Yeah. So this is like 6.25% of what could actually be here. Radars have its own pollution. Yeah, where's that? Radars, I wouldn't say radars don't have their own pollution. They have it. They're a military target. Like, and like I'm not saying. At least I'm 90% sure that like all that matters is that they are a military target. Like it's not like when they're scanning, the raiding parties go, okay, let's go attack it. They will try to like if the radar is out, let's say by itself, surrounded by non-military targets, they will go after the radar first, totally, 100%. But that's the only reason why. That's why they generally attack radars, is not so much that they're giving pollution, but that they're a military target, and they tend to prefer military targets. They prefer military targets, the player, and the causes of the pollution. These are just expansion parties, so we're not being attacked because of pollution. We're being attacked because of um, all of these out here are trying to expand. When they expand, so actually technically it's probably either this base or some of these bases, because they try to, when they expand, I don't know much about expansion, but I do know this much. When they try to expand towards your base, wherever that might be. But okay, so you know what? Like I will look into it more, because there are plenty, and I mean plenty, of situations where I have been 100% totally right, to come to find out I wasn't. So I do appreciate the comment. Like I don't want to dissuade you from, not saying something because I like called you out or whatever, right? Like I like it when people ask questions on things that are, let's say, common sense or common knowledge, because I'm the type of person that I'll ultimately research it anyways, and sometimes I'm wrong. So anyways, back to splitters. So here's what I kind of determined earlier. So we have it like I could probably do a percentage. No, we're not going to do percentage. It's theories that buyers love pollution. Yeah. So what we're going to do is I'm going to connect the splitter to the line that we have here. So we had 24 items. That's 96. Sorry. It's not 96. It's 192. 192 potential items that can be on here. So what I'm going to do is, since we're reading this, I'm going to set the output. I'm going to remove the output. I'm going to add in plastic. So you can kind of see we're going to start hovering around, well, we would have started hovering around 96, which would have been half of 92. Let's split this up. So let's say, I'm not going to say 192. Let's say 200. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 outputs. So that's going to be 40 each. So I'm going to limit these to 40. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to say, so this is kind of like okay, so if we're going left, I want left, if left is less than 40, and you can go right if right is greater than 40. So now what it's going to do is it's going to let 40 items in, and the rest will continue on. So I'm going to copy this and do the same thing here, 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 and I don't need to do it there. That'll just naturally do it itself. Look at that. We finally found a use for connecting the splitters to the circuit network. You sent me a cool new idea. Check it out. Is that using... Oh, I see. That is kind of interesting. I when did I do? I haven't done exactly this or any or like similar. I have had some situations where I've had items crossing over. As a matter of fact, here, let me close this. I'll just show you. So in my starter base, this was apparently something that I don't know. Someone was like, "Hey, you should kind of mention like that you did that," and I'm like, "What? Oh, I don't." Tell you what, I'm gonna go back to a previous save and I'll just show you because it's easier to visualize if it's easier to visualize. So let me. Where's my starter base? Should be active somewhere in here. Ooh, that's a bigger pollution cloud there. So I had a situation right here where I kind of crossed over. So I've got a belt here with steel and copper on it, and then this one is just iron gears, and then I swap. So my copper comes down to the bottom here and merges with a single line of the copper, and then the steel continues on. That's similar. Not quite the same thing that you just showed me, but... Oh, and yeah, so here you go. Here's my starter base and the location of where the starter base was before I reconnected. You can kind of see that I had a bunch of stuff in the way. In theory, I probably should have just deleted this and left all this other stuff. And then for those of you that keep asking about why I don't have red belts, I would have normally had red belts in here. You can see that I clearly have room for it. But I opted not to because I knew I'd be using a ton. Like, look at it, look at this. Even at this point, so I only have this bus like kind of half completed, and even at this point, my iron is gone. I had to start bringing in iron from an outside source, which was up here. It would have been cool that you just let the uncommon items into your starter base. You remember that episode too? Yeah. I think that's one of the best things that I've done. So I have a decent memory, okay memory. Um, Not naturally, it's something that I kind of like intentionally developed. But I can't remember everything that I did in like particular episodes and all that stuff. So I think that saving at the end of each of the certain episodes is probably one of the best things that I did, because if someone asks me a question, like even dating back to the like some of the saves that I have from like 6 months ago, if someone asks me a question, I can go back to literally that episode. I can just reload. I mean, obviously it's a little bit harder to find now that I have more episodes, but even in some of my first tutorials, my first guides, where I had no DLC, I can literally just go back and reload them and actually just, go see. Funny enough, though, these first like 47 was the end of my no DLC, but I have up to 30, close to 30 on this one, and 42 on this one. I recorded myself like three full full playlists of I had three like basically three full playlists of recording before I finally got it right to upload my first YouTube video. I think I actually ended up with 48. It was actually 50 episodes for the first series, and I I wasn't I kept like trying to upload videos, but I was like I wanted to have everything like pre-recorded. That way, whenever I started editing episodes, I could just post them and edit and post and edit and post. So I didn't have to like learn how to do the. I didn't want to have to learn how to crunch everything together at once. Editing was going to be its own thing. It was going to be after everything that I'd already done. I was just going to learn to edit, and that way I could have a consistent process. The loop base is great. Yeah, I think so too. So yeah, I actually, but as I started listening to some of those episodes and then going through, I started discovering that there were like a lot of problems, and it was just a massive headache. But I mean, fast forward 6 months, and here I am, still doing it, still trying to. Uh-oh, what's going on here? The mathed out. Oh, I know what's wrong here. I mathed it on. Okay, hold on. 15 items per second is the problem. Well, I mean, I'm doing okay, I think. I wouldn't say great, because obviously this whole like didn't have my science going. This isn't an easy it's not a light blunder. This is a massive blunder, I feel. And like our days are numbered too, right? Because like the biters, you've noticed the last 2 days, the biter attacks have come a lot more frequently. When you have a stable place, going to restart streaming too. I encourage anyone to try and do it. I was talking to my wife about it earlier, and I'm like, the streamers just the good streamers, they make it look so easy, and I feel like I've like every time I do something slightly different in my YouTube streaming journey, it's like a whole different branch of something that I have to learn. You know, audio, video, editing, thumbnails and editing videos, and I think I just said that twice. The audio was the biggest struggle for me early on. I mean, I still deal with audio issues, and it's kind of all about engagement with chat. I feel for people. Like, I was lucky enough. I've only been streaming for a week, right? I've been lucky enough to have people like you that are constantly communicating. I feel for people that like are just starting out. So I'll use my brother as an example. My little brother, he about a year ago, he tried to get into streaming. He would play games like Assassin's Creed. I don't remember what all games he was trying to play. Let's just use Assassin's Creed as an example. So he was playing games like that, right? He would log on. He had a couple buddies that he would play for. I would hop into his stream every now and then, and I would check it out. And he would just stream for, a couple people, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 people at the most. Which is, I've got, what do I have? 9. I'm not like saying that I'm amazing, because I'm not. It was in the same, we'll say in the grand scheme of things, it's the same ballpark. At least he had 4 to 5. 90% of the people on Twitch or YouTube that are streaming probably don't even have one streamer or one viewer, and if they do, it's probably their cell phone. And I'm not like streaming anything right now or viewing on mine, so I've got another computer right next to me, my wife's computer. I could have my stuff open on that, so like cheating the system, let's say. Yeah, exactly. Am I keeping biters for later? So the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing with the biters is I've been spawn blocking the biter nests. And the reason why is because there's an achievement that I would like to get. Not that I'm huge into achievement hunting, but it's called Keeping Your Hands Clean. This one here. Destroy your first enemy structure using artillery. And for some stupid reason, a month and a half ago, Auto decided that this was going to be a good idea. I'm going to do Keeping Your Hands Clean achievement. I'm also going to do cliffs with default settings. Not a month and a half. No, I guess it's probably been about a month. And I'm going to do it a quality playthrough. Yeah, that was a wise decision, let's say. And fooling around, you gotta get your weapons factory up and then deal with the biters. You're spawn blocking too. And you've been on yours for 2 months. Man, so my playthrough is like right up your alley then. Almost like I took the ideas from you. Anyway, so my little brother, I kept telling him, yeah, he had the same thing. I kept telling my little brother, I'm like, dude, you should try to post YouTube videos. And he was like, nah, it's too much work. And I'm like, nah, whatever. He just didn't want to do it. Okay, this is turning out fine. But he was just trying to stream and it wasn't working out for him. Obviously. It's literally the same idea, yeah. That's really awesome. Oh, this is not... I keep trying to go through this little corner and that is a bad idea. So yeah, unfortunately my little brother, he stopped. I wish he kept going, but it is what it is. And then again, my YouTube journey was supposed to be just kind of like a one and done. Why did I think I was going to go through that? I was supposed to just do like a one and done, and I had a lot of encouragement to keep going, and here I am. Still not enough. 38%. We're not going to get through this tonight. Oh my gosh. I have an idea. I know one of you is going to be like, this is a terrible idea. Because you don't, you think that stuff like this matters in the grand scheme of things. I might cheat a little bit. No, I'm not gonna, like, I don't save my cheating. So whenever I use, like, editor mode, I don't save that stuff. Like, everything that you've watched me do in a video, there's no cheating behind that. But I want to make sure that this ship is gonna work tonight, and I need to leave soon. So I think maybe I'll activate editor mode. I'll just dump in the necessary stuff that we need here. I want to launch the ship so that we can at least make sure that it's going to work. And then before I start the stream tomorrow, I'll have a lot of this stuff taken care of and just kind of get on par with where I needed to be whenever I started. Let's say that. How does that sound? I'll give you guys a couple minutes to respond. This actually might be... Nah, I still need more. I was supposed to launch the ship yesterday, and I didn't. Well, that's what I want to see. I want to see if I have to like actually do any more work to it, or at least the idea of me kind of cheating just for a minute, which is not unusual to my normal style. Like whenever I make the YouTube videos, I do a lot of cheating behind the scenes to kind of see where I'm gonna go with things, and then I make the video for it in like, revert the changes. On first attack of biters on my base was so devastating that I killed every nest in the whole area. That's my normal playthrough. That's my normal play style. I prefer to just annihilate all of them. Bring repairbacks and replacement items. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's just a test, right? I just want to test it. I can just test it in edit. Yeah, we're just gonna do it. So I've saved it. We can reload now. I can spell correctly, hopefully. Okay, so I need some of these. You were like that? Let's see. Nope. This is probably the worst way to do this, but you know what? It'll get the job done. Okay, so we're gonna lower this. Again, I just want to see. I just want to see if it's gonna fail. If I actually need the storage. How much science do I need? I needed 1,000 packs of each of the 4. Alright, let's see how much work I have to do in the interim. For those that are not paying attention or just joined, we just used editor mode to launch my ship because this is a little bit of a disaster. Normal settings for the most part, yeah. We'll start seeing asteroids around the 25% mark. So there's the first one there. You'll be watching. I'll try to keep it centered or close. So he says editor mode ruined my previous play. I was putting everything into legendary like in-game stuff. I normally try not to like I don't like using cheat codes and stuff as an example. Alright, so now okay. This is a problem with the fuel. Actually, it's not that bad. Defenses are fine. Where is my ammo? Ammo's still a little fine. I only started doing it for content creation because it was becoming too tedious to try to test things outside of like an editor mode. So it started with me using like my blueprint world. I would just design things in my blueprint world and then come over to here. And then at some point, the fuel seems kind of fine. Biters are attacking me again. Really? Oh no, that's over here. Ran out of ammo. Yeah, ammo's a problem. I have 8 guns, but ammo is what I was worried about the most. Bro, this thing made it fine. I'm basically there. Ammo, like, this is fine. I was actually kind of worried. And because I have turrets on the sides, it can just stay here. Like it'll be sustainable. Like now it can just start rebuilding its stuff, right? So I don't have to worry about it getting hit by an asteroid from the side. No, I did beef it up just a little bit. I only have 6 in the front, though. Success. Now it'll take 10 years for it to rebuild the ammo. Belt should be full of ammo on the other side. So, I don't know if you saw it before we left. It was full. It was 100% full before we... maybe not 100%. So right now I have... Excuse me. So I have 1 ammo on the belt right now. I had over 200. Sorry, I had 200. Where did the other stuff go? So we had 200 before I left. No, stop. Go back. Abort, abort, abort. Well, at least we know we can make the trip. Alright, so now I need to reload this one. Why did the autosave kick off so many times? Oh, it's because I was running the editor. Okay. We know I can make the trip at least. Oh man, what a day. Okay, so we finally at least have the launch. Put some in storage, like 100 and half. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think I might. But I'm also not too worried about it, right? Because, like, it made the trip. It'll only get better because once we get to Volcanus, we're going to, like, start mass producing stuff. I'm going to be able to tech up. We're going to have better, like, weapon damage because we're going to do, like, science like crazy. No. I'm gonna go with the ship next time. 200 ammo made it, and I mean, I don't need, well, in theory, I shouldn't have to go back and forth between the planet. Like, I don't have to have this. Okay, let me back up. I started making this ship. Oh, sorry, that was your ship. This was like that. So I went ahead and put this up here. This will be a ship that goes back and forth, but I won't. We're not going to do that until I get more things going. You jacked up the asteroid spawn rate, so there are asteroids everywhere in my launch ship. Oh my gosh, I feel for you. Am I going to stock up with items or just go by yourself? No, I'm going to stock up. I kind of have to stock up with items. It defeats the purpose of going to Volcanus if I just go naked. But to be fair, I don't exactly have enough, like, I don't have a lot of space. Like, this is all the room that I have. Which should be fine. Like, that'll give me a whole inventory, let's say, worth of, you know, inserters and belts and assembling machines and chemical plants and oil refineries. Can't forget the oil refineries. I've got a lot of quality stuff saved up for Volcanus. We'll be fine. I just need to get there and I need to get started. Like, once we have access to the powerful unlimited lava, I can just start going ham. I'll bring some quality with me as well. I might even make 2 trips. I don't know. We'll see. Tell you what, here's what we're going to do. Here's how I will end up handling this. Off stream, I'm going to end the stream now because I need to go to sleep. But I'm going to end the stream. I will have Volcanus unlocked before I start the next stream tomorrow. The stream during the weekdays will probably only be, like, this one will be shorter. It'll be like a couple of hours. Just because I have to work too. So it'll be a couple of hours stream around the same time that I started today. Which is 4 p.m. Let's say 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. US time. If you're in my Discord, I always post um, when I'm gonna go, or I try to post when I'm gonna go live. Today, obviously I was late. I wanted to try to get that video out. Is what it is. I don't even know if I really posted it right. I think I might have screwed something up. Whatever. I literally called it episode 9. It just goes to show, like, I was like really trying to get that out there. What was I gonna call it? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Embarrassing, I gotta say. Anyways, I'll fiddle with that after the stream. Yeah, so I just minimize everything. Trying to learn this stuff and keep up, yeah. It's been a struggle, but once I get the hang of, like, I've obviously started to, get the hang of some of the streaming stuff, and we got to talk to the internet provider, figure out what's going on with that. We'll get there. I mean, it's been a week, right? 1 week of streaming, so. Created a ram ship without any turrets. It was devastating. What, you just put like a whole like series of walls on the front? It's copying the speedrunners. Oh man. So there's a little bit of a funny story. Apparently, so there was a LAN event before Space Age came out where all of the most of the content creators were able to go, and apparently the speedrunners were like destroying the game before the game even came out. Like, I hate watching speedrunners. I'm not a fan. Okay, I take that back. I don't mind watching some speedruns, but it's not something that I could watch all the time. It's like one and done. Like, I will watch someone do it once. After that, like, it's just the same. It's repetitive. It's the same thing over and over and over. I just can't. I can't watch just the same thing over and over. But apparently, the speedrunners, I mean, they're good. You gotta really know the games. Whatever game you're playing, obviously, you have to know that game absolutely in and out. You have to know, like, how the programming was, the tweaks on how the programming was set up. You gotta know all that stuff. So, the speedrunners apparently, like, they were destroying the game, and the way that they were destroying the game largely had to do with the space stuff. So, like, this stuff, the ships. So, that's just what I've heard, and I don't remember who I heard that from, but I think it was Dosh. It's still funny though. Okay, that is gonna be it from me. I will see you guys around the same time tomorrow. I'm gonna have a video come out tomorrow too. Like, I got a lot of catching up to do on the videos, obviously. I want to try to get those recorded and out ASAP, because the problems that we're having now will be a little bit more diminished because I will be doing it a lot faster on the videos. And I want to have, I think I explained that in the video too, I want to catch up with the videos, because the videos will be better than the stream, as far as advancement goes. And I think that'll be better for everyone. You saw that was a long ship. I didn't actually see the ship. I'm just sorry you couldn't participate. It is, it is what it is. It's fine. Get here when you can. My streams will probably be a little sporadic until I kind of figure out, like, a good thing for me, a good thing for everyone. I mean, just showing up is fantastic. That's more than I could hope for. And I love that there's a lot of you guys that, want to have a conversation back and forth. I love the conversation. That's my favorite part so far. Gaming is great. I love this game. I love other games, but the conversation is fantastic. Oh, thank you. Okay, that is it for me. I will see you guys tomorrow. If not, that's fine. I probably won't stream every day this week, but I'll have a bunch of streams this week. You'd love to do the Discord chat? Yeah, I chat every now and then. Oh, you mean the audio chat? We'll see. Think about it. All right, have a good one. I'm out. See ya.